Hi, I'm Justin with Bulldog. For those of you new to my channel, I own and operate a small landscape grading excavation company out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Started my business back in 2021 expecting to be a nice little mom and pop family run business. And it's grown a little bit bigger than I ever imagined. My company, Bulldog Stump and Tractor Service, was started as a tree stump grinding company. However, with my John Deere tractor, one thing led to another. Now I mainly do lawn restorations with a little bit of stump grinding, and that's more of an ancillary service than anything. And then we got into more and more brush mowing, and as of 2023, forestry mulching. We started getting requests for forestry mulching services last year, and decided that this spring that we'll buy a new Fecon RK5015 Mulcher to go on the Bobcat T190. As this is a new business, I felt that just getting the standard flow Fecon head would be the correct path to kind of, test this new service out for a growing young new business. But what if I show a profit and I need to lower my income? I can do a tax write-off. And it's lowering the income is kind of the key word here. So I use 30%. So let's say at the end of the year, we gross something, but my income is $100,000. I am going to have a 30% liability that I have to pay the feds, tax liability. Yours might be 25, yours might be 38. I am not a tax guy, so you need to talk to your tax accountant. I use 30%. That works for me. It's clean, it's easy, and it's something that I can work with. If I need to write off $30,000 because I got there by $100,000 income, guess how much I have to lower my income to get rid of the $30,000? $100,000. So just by saying I owe $30,000 in taxes, I can't go out and buy a $30,000 piece of equipment and get that as a tax write-off. It doesn't work that way. It's not a one-to-one relationship. It's not a dollar for dollar. I incurred a $30,000 liability because I made $100,000. The only way to get rid of the full $30,000 is spend $100,000 and then be left with no profit over a year. And if you can save up that much over a course of a year, power to you. Okay, so need a new machine. Well, I think I need a new machine. That said, that is going to outweigh what my trailer is should be hauling. So now I need a new trailer. On the Bobcat, I did sneeze on the fender, and the fender just kind of So we had to get the motivational bar back out, beat the fenders. And I can't stop people from stepping on the tin foil fenders of the trailer either. So the next trailer, being that I load and unload every day, and then come home, I got to load and unload again. So I'm loading and unloading twice a day. So it's 4 trips up and down the trailer every day. Need to drive over fenders. I think I've grown out of the knee ramps and need a tilt deck. And I think that's going to have to be the first purchase. Is a new trailer, a tilt deck, something to speed my loading and unloading off and get me more efficient for day-to-day work. That's going to be, I don't know, call that 25 grand. No, 15 grand. 15 grand. And then it's, is my truck going to be able to pull it? So now price new truck out at the state fair. Yeah, that was $105,000 for a regular cab with a backpack, the toolbox, and a dump body. Need the dump body. My business requires it, plain and simple. And that's how I don't want to be a statistic. Half of the companies out there are out of business by year 3. That's what year we're in, and we almost have all of our debt paid off. We have our overhead is almost as low as it can. There are sunk costs, licensing, insurance. We're $1,200 a month just on those sunk costs alone. So I don't really want to jump into, you know, a go up to $300,000, buy a new skid steer with a mulcher, a new trailer, and a new truck. Yeah, you're at $300,000. So we're going to scale. We are not going to be a statistic and go out of business and say, hey, look at my shiny new truck and I have all this stuff. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, they're also drowning in debt. So there's good debt, there's bad debt, but too much of a good thing is a bad thing. In the waters, the market says, yep, this is a good business decision. For my business, I need to scale a little bit slower, and then before just coming out of the gun, just $300,000. Let's do it. Woo! Not going to be a statistic. And oh, by the way, the guys that said, you know, hey, you need a better truck and you need a better this and a better that, been watching on Facebook Marketplace and all that. Yeah, they're liquidating all their equipment and blaming the economy, saying that they can't make any money and there's no work out there. So if you need to buy a piece of equipment, just remember the 30% rule. Don't get caught up in saying, hey, it's a business expense, it's a write-off. Because if you need to lower your tax liability $30,000, you need to go out and spend $100,000. But if you just made $100,000 last year in profit, and you go out and spend $100,000, you didn't make any money. You know how I know you're going to go out of business? There's a whole lot of thought that has to happen to actually stay in business, but yet grow. Using the quick 30% rule that isn't perfect, but it's kind of close. We figured out how some companies go out of business because they spent all their profits. We also can try to figure out what we need to spend to still scale up and grow, but yet not go out of business. So let's see how cheap of a piece of equipment we can buy to scale up, yet still fulfill the need and still stay in business. Well, I'm going to be watching Facebook Marketplace and a couple other online trader websites all winter. I've already seen a few fire sales, literally. It's a great season to have an equipment fire, isn't it? Happen. So I know there's going to be some deals out there. We're going to go try to get some. I don't know how informative this was. Hopefully it's at least a little bit entertaining. Hey, I'm Justin. I'm the Bulldog. You see me doing it. I hope you can do it better than me. Cheers from the Bulldog, guys.